Yo, Justin, have you been keeping up with Ryan Trahan's 50 Days in 50 States?
I've heard about it. I've seen the memes, but I honestly haven't like watched anything about it. Why? What's
So
up?
Ryan actually raised $11 million from the series, and he actually spent months planning it. And what I found interesting with Ryan's series is he actually partnered up, it was actually a sponsored series with Airbnb. It started as like finding the best Airbnbs in all 50 states. And then along the way, I think halfway throughout, he realized like 50 days and 50 states seemed better, so he rebranded everything. And he actually spent like months preparing for the series, but he was only expecting to um kind of raise like $1 million for St. Jude's, but he ended up raising $11 million. And what is really interesting is the way he framed it as like a, because it's a charity, and these brands like Airbnb, there's like a website with all the other brands, even like Joy White Snacks, and a bunch of big YouTubers and gaming companies were donating to it. All the consumers were like loving that. They feel like because these brands are donating to these charities, it really increased a lot of the views. I noticed all the videos, they have between like 2 million and like 6 million views consistently. um, I can pull up how many subscribers he has, and average video, he makes about $24,000 in AdSense. So imagine that times 50. So 24 times 50 is um can't do math, is 1200, and then times like, which is like 50,000, 24,000 times like 1,000. So on top of that, he made about $1.2 million in 50 days just on AdSense alone.
Where did you get the $24,000 number from?
So I kind of like, oh, honestly, I just asked ChatGPT.
Okay.
Whatever.
What is a let's do some quick maths here. Um you said average views is between 2 and 6 million,
Yes,
right? So let's just do
on his
3.5.
YouTube.
3.5 times 50 videos. Um Doing some math here, guys. Times 50 videos. So that is 175 million views. So if we divide that by 1,000, and let's just say he's got a $5 CPM or RPM, which I think that might be low key. That's 875,000. But let's see. I mean, if he has a $10 CPM, then that means it's 1.75 million, right? So I would say actually your guess is probably somewhere that's right, the 1.2 million, so to
Hmm.
say. Uh, it's probably somewhere between the 875 to 1.75 million, which is kind of crazy, right? Because it was what 50 videos in 50 days, so
Hmm.
2 months of grind, so to say, right? To make, let's just call it $1 million plus. But I mean, also, I can't imagine the effort that it takes to turn one of those videos around in a day. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
barely posting a short a day, let alone a whole YouTube long form vlog every day for 50
Yeah,
days. That
all
that
like
seems
20 to
crazy.
40 minutes. All around 20 minutes each. They're all like 20 to 30 minutes each video every single day.
Do you think you could do something like this?
I think I could if I put in my full-time effort. Um, if I didn't have anything else to do, I could probably make it really good. What about
Okay,
you?
so let's say Ryan made let's just say Ryan made 1.5 million, right? Off of just AdSense, right? Not including the brand deal sponsorship. If you were to do something like this, what is the least amount of money that you would do? Let's just call it a 50-day sprint long form video every single day.
And assuming this is like the only thing I do, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
put all
Assuming
my
you have no
focus
design
in that.
buddies, you got nothing, right? This is
Mm.
this is what you're going to focus on for the next 50 days for a sprint. What amount of money would someone have to shill out for you to commit to something like this realistically?
Hmm. Because I would probably be losing out in other opportunities as well. Um, hmm. Honestly, 1 million would be great. I feel like, but I do not have as much audience as Ryan does, and as much experience he probably has in video making. But honestly, like 1 million sounds great if I can like just really focus. But then, yeah, or at least like 500K would be nice too. To be honest,
Would
probably
you
like
do it for
500K,
250?
250K.
Yeah. Again, for
Hmm,
50 days.
just 50 days. It's like 2 months, 1.5 months.
Yeah.
Prop. Hmm. Honestly, probably just because like I see it as a long-term investment in building my audience as well as attracting more brands for long-term success. And it will give me the opportunity to become really good at storytelling, video editing. So, yes, I would actually do it for 250K, probably no lower than that. Just because it's the opportunity to like practice, improve my skills, grow my audience, and attract more brands. Because brands love like long term series, like love sponsoring long term series because it's more guaranteed returns. Um, just because the algorithm's really weird, sometimes your brand deals flop. Happens to me and a bunch of other creators too. So brands like doing series. So yeah, I would say yes, just because I see it's like an investment in long term success. What about you?
I think the way that I'm looking at it, right, is again, let's just call it 2 months. Let's actually call it 4 months of work, right? Because you probably have to spend about a month or two pre planning everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not just going to get up and go. So let's say 4 months of work, a quarter or a third of the year gone. If I'm being completely real with you, and this is assuming this is what I'm assuming just profit, right? Because I'm gonna assume that any Airbnb or any driving costs, all that, like that will get swallowed up by the sponsor, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking about pure profit here, right? I think I would need probably 100K minimum
Mm-hmm.
because in my mind, right, like 100K over a third of the year, I still have other, even if I took a month off, right? Or even if I took another third of the year off, so 3 months or 4 months more off, I still have 4 more months to make as much money as I wanted to with the other ventures that I would do. And I think 100 would be the bare minimum that I would do it for. Do I think I could command that price? No, not right now. Because like again, I don't have the experience for long form. Maybe short form, but I don't think short form justifies that price right now. I think I would be happy with 250. Like that would be a good amount, and then anything above 250 would be like, yo, this is kind of crazy. How much do you think Airbnb paid for it? If you had to guess,
They
because
donated.
did they sponsor the whole series?
I think they did. I think they did because initially it was Ryan go and Haley going to the 50 top Airbnbs in every state. It was sponsored by Airbnb. Um, Airbnb also, like, there's like a website that tells everyone how much to donate it. So there's a website for it. Let me share my screen. Oops. Share screen. So you can see how much he raised $11.5 million. This was his route. Started in every single state, kind of like zigzag throughout the country. Donors, Airbnb donated 250K, but T-Mobile, Electric, e-bikes, and Staple Games ended up donating more. Also, other brands like Dollar Shave Club. So the most, if you're watching this on like Spotify, YouTube, or sharing the screen, so Staple Games donated $815,000. Airbnb donated $250,000. But also other brands like T-Mobile, Dollar Shave Club, Joyride Snacks, his candy company, Hobby Lobby, Kia, Shopify, and so like the top people are like companies, and then we get to like other creators like The Manny Show, Dr. Mike, Mark Rober, Darman donated 50K, Dr. Mike donated 70K, Mr. Beast donated 50K, DoorDash 50K. So a bunch of creators and companies who also donated. It's like top 100 people who donated. And then there was like there's like a list of perks, I think. Oh yeah, so they have like a calendar of where they went to, and then a weekly poll about how people vote for their favorite Airbnb. It's a good promotion for Airbnb. Um, there was like a perks thing. I remember like seeing like if you donate X amount, you'll be
I think you're just
I
on
can't
it. You're
remember.
just on it. The spin the wheel thing, I think, right? Like if you donate
Oh
50K,
yes,
you get to
spin
spin
the
the
wheel.
wheel or whatever.
Yes, you guys spin the wheel, have your name and credits.
Right there, right there.
Oh yes, yes, right here. Ryan's Beard Bounty, Spin the Wheel of Doom, Spin the Wheel of Doom, Verbal Thank You, Name and Scream. I wonder what Wheel of Doom is. Um, yeah. I wonder what
So
Staple
you know
Games is
what?
actually.
So I just looked up staple games. I gaming companies make no sense to me. Obviously, like you used to
Mm-hmm.
work at EA, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone understands how EA makes games or makes money, right?
Yeah.
But like, have you ever been watching like a Mr. Beast video and it's sponsored by some mobile game app and you're like, I've never heard of this game before. Like, who the heck plays these games?
There's also
How
like
the
Fiends. Yeah.
like how do
That.
these brands have or these gaming companies have so much money?
Microtransactions, probably. EA actually makes a lot of money from microtransactions and new game releases.
Oh, I know. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I played FIFA, right? And I think it was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when they crossed over $1 billion from like selling FIFA points or something like that. Not even including like game sales, just the sale of FIFA points to buy packs and everything like that. Um, I mean, that's a whole another thing of getting kids into gambling. I'd say we can
Mm-hmm.
talk about another day, but like these gaming companies, man, are crazy because it's not even like it's the Candy Crushes of the world, right?
I never heard of Staple Games. These are like basic games that are just like mechanics they stole, not stole, but they took inspiration from other games.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like it's like some of these games are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And like they are sponsoring Mr. Beast and stuff, so they must be dropping
Timo.
500 to $1 million+ a video when they sponsor like
Yeah.
these big huge creators. I mean, again, Staple donated over 800K, right, for Ryan Trahan. I think we should
Mm-hmm.
do an episode on like diving into um some of these gaming companies because again, they sponsor a lot of content creators.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
like
they do,
I
I'm sure.
don't get it.
I don't get it either. They're not even that big. It's just like they're just raising 40 million. Maybe it's like a growth hack.
A 4 person
Like
team based out of Austin. Go back to their YouTube description.
4-person team based out of Austin. Wow.
So like, I mean, for you to donate 800K, I mean, you got to be making at least a few million in cash flow.
I think this one says our users played our games to raise over 815K to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital for Ryan Trahan, Haley from 50 States in 50 Days fundraiser. I wonder if they have like in-game stuff, like their players are the ones contributing to the fund too.
Yeah, but still, like to get 815K worth of donations and then they're partnering up with Team Water as well, like that's Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Beast's thing. Again, even if it was like an in-game donation thing, right? Where like you go, you download the app, there's like an in-game purchasing button or whatever it may look like. Again, I would imagine you got to be cash flowing at least 2 or 3 million to be able to get 800K worth of donations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they do have a lot of games, so maybe have you seen any of these games before?
I mean, like
Hmm.
solitaire, right? But like again, I've never
Yeah.
played this version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could just be like old heads, right, on their phone playing these games and just donating.
Yeah. Or how to download the game to see and see what they do in game to encourage you to donate. Maybe if they donate something, they'll get in-game perks like more lives or more tries and stuff. Maybe they have something
Yeah.
like that. I'm just guessing.
No, yeah, I don't know that, but I think we should do an episode on these gaming companies because they're making money somehow because they're sponsoring these
Mm-hmm.
huge creators all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, I don't think Airbnb actually sponsored them. They donated to the video, but I don't think they actually sponsored that campaign. Um,
Mm.
I think he was just going to Airbnbs and like using it because it was a previous viral concept for him of like
Yeah, I
going to
remember
the
his
weirdest.
potato video. His like, he stayed in like a real delicious potato in Idaho, and it was an
Mm-hmm.
Airbnb. I watched that a while
Mm-hmm.
ago. I've like watched so many of his random videos.
Yeah, there's like a weird Austin one as well that people like going to. But yeah, I don't think it was sponsored, but it was kind of like just free PR, I would say. Because
Ah.
I'm looking it up right now. They're probably just lucky that they're able to like latch on to one of Ryan's trends, right? Um,
Mm.
the other thing is, have you seen any of like the sports edits that Haley has been dragged into because of the stuff that they've been doing on their 50-day series?
I've seen some on TikTok. Let's look
Yeah,
some
yeah,
up.
yeah. Yeah, the ones where like she does like the little Steph Curry sleep thing and then it cuts into a Steph Curry edit. Um and there's a bunch of different other ones which I think are hilarious. And I can't imagine how many views that if you combined all of that and plus the videos that he created, that's got to be an insane amount of coverage that Ryan was able to get over that 2 month span of his series.
Mm-hmm. To agree with the growth hack as well, because I feel like imagine like TV series, like people in LA are obsessed with Love Island because they're anticipating what happens next, and people are like watching something together. Like I heard a family just sitting together in front of TV every night watching what state Ryan goes to next. It's like a community body experience. So it makes sense how they're able to like create so many like cultural moments, like watching sports, watching like your favorite TV show together, but now it's YouTube, and I feel like usually people don't think of YouTube as like series just because it's so much effort to crank out a video. But Ryan's doing something really unconventional and just making long form, but like every single day. So I've never seen a YouTuber put out so much like high quality content so consistently as he has so far.
Um, Wait, can you repeat that question again? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was saying how like I feel like the reason why 50 Days in 50 States did so well is well, Ryan like I remember watching his penny series where he like took a penny and tried to make a lot of money with it, kind of like exchanging it with people like would you trade in a penny for like a pen? Would you trade a pen for like 5 cents? And just like things like that to like make money. Or would you like buy this thing for like more money? So it's like a whole series that went viral. And then he later did the 50 Days to 50 States, which I think the reason why it went viral again is Ryan's also a really awesome YouTuber storyteller, but people love watching series content because I feel like they can bond together with each other because they're all watching the same thing, kind of like sports and like TV shows like Love Island and stuff. Um, I'm also curious, like for you, do you keep up with any series?
Um, I don't keep up with any like live series that much, if that makes sense. So like Ryan Trahan stuff, like I heard about it, but I didn't really watch it. Love Island. Michelle loves watching Love Island, but I would watch Jump In every once in a while, but I wasn't like, oh, I need to be on at 9 p.m. Eastern time to watch the next episode drop or anything crazy like that. I think the last probably big series that I consistently watched was like probably like Game of Thrones, to be honest, because everything since then has really been a binge watch, right? Because there wasn't really, or lately there haven't been a lot of series that would drop on like TV, at least on a like weekly basis or a daily basis besides Love Island, if I can remember off the top of my head. Um, YouTube stuff. Yeah, I'm not really subscribed to any like series content, but that does seem to be the more sustainable route to do YouTube. And what I mean by that, right, is like a 50-day sprint for Ryan for 50 Airbnbs in 50 days. That is so much more reasonable than like the old Casey Neistat, Logan Paul model of vlogging every day for like 2 or 3 years, right? Because now Ryan, he got his bag. He can sit back, kind of relax for however long he wants to and ideate rather than just being on that constant like daily vlog
Mm.
grind. And I think there are a lot of people that are popping up series like this now. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I've watched a few videos about creators who create series type of content rather than just like a consistent upload. And I think also with the nature of how algorithms work nowadays, you don't necessarily have to consistently upload. If your content is good and if it's packaged correctly, which I think that's a conversation for another day of like trying to understand what good packaging looks like, then your content will be found. The issue is, I think a lot of people can't make great content as well as combine it with great packaging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like series are also getting really popular on Instagram. Like a lot of people are documenting like Chloe's like 30 lessons at 30. Myleen's Mind does like life lesson series. Um, so just like a lot of my friend who's trying to be a DJ at EDC is documenting his journey of becoming a DJ after like quitting tech to become a DJ and stuff. Is also doing pretty well. His username used to be ac.abgs. He's actually like moving to our house next week.
That
But
is
he changed
hilarious.
it to like ASCII. Yes. We find his new handle. He just changed it. I think it's like find it. He like vlog because he's really good. Like good storytelling. ASCII. I forgot his. It's like the ask. It's ASCII, I think. Oh yes. So just text it to you. So he's been growing pretty fast on Instagram lately too, of just like documenting his life and becoming a DJ at EDC. So it's AC or Andrew. He just like does like EDC day 255, Dream day 197, Dream
How
day
is he doing?
188. He's doing well actually. Like he's been getting more gigs and being able to like DJ a lot at a lot of parties now and making his own music. So he just like dropped out of Stan. Well, he's not drop. He graduated from Stanford. Quit his like
Hmm.
quant trading job, his like Wall Street job to like do music.
Oh, I saw the Citadel logo like earlier on.
Oh, yeah, I think he used to work there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For those who don't know, like Citadel is one of those crazy quant trading firms. I think that like entry level, you're probably making like 200 to 300K plus bonuses every single year, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I see intern there, like no return offer, not recruiting again.
Yeah, that's crazy. How many followers does he have again? Can you go to the
He
top?
has 10.2K right now. But I feel like he's been growing kind of fast. I think last time I checked he was like 10K or 9 point something K.
Oh, he's been doing it for a year so far, right? I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so can I tell you about Anthpo? Because I think to
Yes.
your point about
Mhm.
series and like Instagram series, Anthpo has done it kind of perfectly. So, do you know who Anthpo is? So he's a creator from sort of the I think he's from like the New Jersey area. I believe he went to Rutgers, and so this is his YouTube channel. And so he built his YouTube channel since let's see how long he's been doing YouTube. He's been doing YouTube for a minute, 6 years ago, right? Like so, and he's been getting views. It's kind of like skits in high school, skits in college, that type of persona, right? And then he put up a video saying goodbye 2 years ago, and then a hello of him coming back. Essentially, he quit, and I believe he started working for Mr. Beast. And so Anthpo, obviously, he's very good at making concepts go viral. Started working with Mr. Beast, killed it over there clearly because Mr. Beast was growing during that time. And then he comes back to YouTube, but as you can see, he kind of like posts here and there, but there's no real central theme behind it other than just trying to go viral, right? With his content.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, the first thing that he did that went really well was he started a Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest. And so this started to go viral to the point where Timothy Chalamet actually showed up to the competition, which
Who's
is
Timothy
hilarious.
Chalamet?
Wait, you don't know who Timothy Chalamet
No, who's
is?
that?
He's like the it actor for guys. He's in
Oh,
Dune with like Zendaya. He's like Willy Wonka in like the latest Wonka movie. So throws this Timothy Chalamet lookalike competition in New York. It goes crazy, and Timothy actually shows up to the competition. All of this for a $50 cash prize, right? So this is kind of going against the whole you need to be Mr. Beast and spend a crap ton of money to have a concept go viral, right? Spend $50. It got 1.5 million views, but like it went crazy on short form. I don't know the numbers, but it was getting tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of views, right? So absolutely killed it. And he tried it again with the Anthony meetup, didn't do as well. And then he launches this thing called Kids with Crocs, which is absolutely insane because he partners up with Crocs and he builds out a um, completely new Instagram page called Kids with Crocs. And this is on Instagram and mainly TikTok. And so if you look at the views on this thing, he only posts 9 times on Instagram. A brand new account, he grows it to over 480K followers. Absolutely insane, right? On TikTok, he posts the same videos as well as a few other ones. He posts a total of um, 13 videos, and he has over 400K followers. And all of this is a brand collaboration with Crocs, where they paid him to basically be kind of like a creative director, so to say, for this brand new page. And he went absolutely crazy, where he literally just went to statues in New York and made Crocs for these statues, which is absolutely hilarious. But it totally makes
wow.
sense of why the series would hit.
It's like so random, but it's so great too. It's like everyone can relate to it in New York because there's the statues and see the croc with it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I was looking at the numbers because I was trying to figure out. I wonder how much they paid him, right? And I was having a conversation
Hmm.
with a friend the other day, where like on YouTube or no on like Facebook, they're averaging around like a $5 to $10 cost per like action, right, for a user, whether it's downloading this app or like converting to a sale. Obviously, different products, different CACs, and everything like that. But I wanted to see like CPM, what something like this would cost if you were to pay on a CPM basis for this type of view, right? Because clearly this is very focused on Crocs. It's not real like call to action stuff, but it's great brand awareness, right? Which I think brands at that level they really need. And so I did a tally up of like all the video views that they got. And at least on Instagram and TikTok, this is 21 total videos between them all. They got He got 64.1 million views. So around 3 million views per video, right? Averaging, which is insane for a 22 video series, right?
Hmm.
800K, 850K followers. That's great. Um, if we do a CPM rate on the 64.1 million views, a $1 means that is worth $64,100, right? So good, nothing crazy. But if we start to look at something that's more reasonable of what you would probably pay for like this type of viewage, a $5 CPM, 320K, right? A $10 CPM, 641K. And so that's when numbers start going crazy. I really wonder how much he got paid to kind of run this campaign.
Hmm.
And I think the execution of it, if I had to guess, I think all the videos posted around like a month and a half, very similar to a Ryan Trahan video. So he probably spent another month and a half before then to like ideate and come up with this type of series. What these kids are doing, this is insane. Like the amount of money that they're likely making. I hope that Anthpo charged the Crocs a good amount to create this page, but the views are there. It's insane.
Yeah, I was so curious, kind of diving into CPM, RPM. I know it's sometimes it's decided by where your audience is at. Like America has higher CPM than India just because Americans they have like the currency is stronger. Um, but how do you think CPM is and RPM is different, and what is the difference between CPM and RPM?
So CPM and RPM, I mean, it's roughly the same thing, but like CPM is cost per milli, RPM is revenue per milli. So specifically on YouTube, right? Um, your RPM is typically about half of your CPM because a brand pays YouTube $10 for the ad, but you, because of your 50-50 split, you get $5 for that. With that's how YouTube does their ad share revenue, right? Now, what goes into how much Google, TikTok, YouTube, whatever can charge for that CPM, that's what you're talking about when it comes to audience, right? So a US, UK, more European audience is typically more expensive than a Indian, Southeast Asian audience, right? Just because those countries typically have more buying power, right? Now, does that does come into play when it comes to brand deals and things of that nature? Brands will typically ask you like, where does your audience come from? If you have a more of an American leading audience, you can typically charge more. I think the bigger sort of way to increase your CPM or RPM, right? Because here's the other difference with CPM and RPM. When you're working with a brand directly, then it's just based off of CPM, right? Because you don't have to pay a middleman. That's why I think these terms get mixed up a little bit. Versus on YouTube, CPM and RPM are different, right? Because YouTube is the middleman; they have to take their cut, right? So that's the difference between the two. It really just depends on how you're negotiating and who the deal is going with. Um, but the big way that people can increase or decrease their CPM is the niche that they're in. So if you are a entertainment niche, so let's say comedy, even like a Mr. Beast type of vibe, you're likely, again, on YouTube, a very lower CPM. You're probably looking at like $1 to $4, right, per 1,000 views. Because, again, that audience isn't super focused. You don't know if you're talking to someone with a lot of buying power or someone with a little bit of buying power, right? So you're not able to charge a ton versus someone who's in more of the finance niche, right? If you are like a realtor or if you make entrepreneurship content or whatever, that type of persona typically has more money to spend and they're more willing to spend. So CPMs typically go up. So you could be looking at like $25 to $40 CPMs. And where that makes a difference is like Mr. Beast can get, let's say, 1 million views on a video, and you, if you were in the finance niche making $25 a video versus Mr. Beast who's making, or $25 per 1,000 views on a video, and Mr. Beast is making $1 per 1,000 views on that 1 million view video. Let's say Mr. Beast makes, what is that? I think $10,000 on a $1 million video or 1 million view video versus if you're on a $25 CPM and you made a 1 million and you had a 1 million view video, you're making, I believe, 25 grand. So that is a huge difference,
Mm,
right? My math might be wrong there. It might be a bigger difference between, but I think you can kind of understand what I'm saying.
makes sense, makes sense. CPM, I heard it's also cost per thousand views or cost per million
It's
views.
cost per 1,000 views. So the reason that I used 1 million is just because so people can see what the difference in numbers. Let me just give you the exact numbers, right? So
Mm,
if you had a $1 CPM on 1 million views, right? Let me just see. That means you make $1,000 per million views, right? Versus
mm-hmm.
um, someone who has $25 CPM, right? A finance creator or whatever you want to call it, they're making $25,000. So a 25x difference on the same amount of views, right? So that also means that you would only
Mm,
need, how many views do you need? You need, let's see, to make that same $1,000, you would need, let me see, Is it 25,000? I can't do math. Um, I think it's 40,000. 40,000 divided by 1,000. Nope. You would only need 25,000 views to make $1,000.
Hmm.
That's why so many people are
Hmm.
finance creators, because
Hmm.
that difference is crazy. You can be someone who's getting like 50 to 100,000 views, and if you're posting regularly, you're bringing in a ton of money, and that's before affiliates, courses, any other ways that you're looking to monetize. And so that's where I think people don't think about when they're thinking about monetizing. But that is a way that you can kind of game the system a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, I should be more finance. This podcast is a finance podcast. Talk about money and finance.
Exactly, exactly. So when we get to that
Mm-hmm.
monetization level and everything like that, and we start producing more content around, like, again, how creators are making money and things like that, our CPM and what we're able to charge is a lot higher than someone who is in the sort of, again, lifestyle niche, right? Or someone who's in the entertainment or skit niche. But yeah, that's why I wanted to start
Hmm.
this podcast too. You
Yeah.
get that finance CPM, baby.
Finance CPM. Hell yeah. Yeah, because I remember I have some friends who are like actors, but also comedy creators. They're huge on like Instagram and YouTube, but they're having such a hard time monetizing. Which is kind of sad because I actually love their content a lot. They're really funny. And I also like low key want to do comedy too, but I want to combine comedy and something else as well. I feel like but that's why like in Design Buddies in our partnership calls, I always stress how many like rich tech workers are in our server.
Exactly. It's all about
it's
it's all
true.
about
It's true.
positioning,
It's rich tech workers.
right? That's
Yeah.
what I used to do with Declassified too. When we would pitch brands, instead of saying you're getting in front of a student audience, I'd be saying that you're getting in front of a motivated student audience, right? Because the person who's going to be
Mm.
caring about career content isn't the jock or the sorority or the fraternity person who's partying every single day. These are the people that are going to be getting high paying internships, high paying jobs once they graduate. And so you want to be building brand with them right now. So I could usually charge a little bit more than what the people who have a very similar audience than me would if they didn't position it in that way.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. As a creator, make sure you position yourself correct with the brands and raise up like your audience. Highlight like who they are and what they care about and how rich they are.
Exactly. Again, at the end of the day, like, business is business, right? And that's why you listen to this podcast, and that's why we will be able to charge higher CPMs, because when you listen to the show, you get educated about money, you make more money, which means brands will pay more money, right? So there it goes. That's
Mhm.
that's kind of like the breakdown, right, of CPMs, RPMs, and I think to bring it back to series, I think series content is very interesting. We haven't really, at least I haven't really seen it break into any of these higher CPM models. But I'd be fascinated to see if there was actually no, because there are people that do like the entrepreneurial sprint content, right? At least on short form. I don't know as much
Mm.
as long form, but
Yes.
I've seen it for short form, right? It was like watch me build this company in 30 days or whatever it may
Mhm.
be. So I think people are starting to catch on. It'll be interesting to see how it all kind of plays out. But this year has definitely been the year of like content series, I would say.
Mhm. I feel like series has also been on YouTube for a long time because there's a Vlogmas. You vlog every day of December until the 25th.
That is true. That is true.
Who have
Yeah,
done
that's
that
more the
though?
girl demo, right? Like, guys who are listening are like, what are you talking about, Vlogmas? But I do know about Vlogmas because like Michelle used to tell me about it. I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, no,
Mhm.
I Vlogmas is probably the first widespread series content, I would say.
Yeah, Vlogmas. That's so OG.
Do they still do that?
Yeah. Can I tell you Vlogmas? I think so. Um Alright. People think I partied too hard last night. I'm getting concerned texts even though I thought I moved my phone. That's one of her
For
messages.
everyone
Um
who's listening, context. Grace's birthday was yesterday from when we're recording this episode. Um, Apparently she had a crazy party. So Yeah, I didn't get any text backs during the day either, so I totally understand your friends concerning text to you.
Yeah. My DMs are flooded with happy birthdays. I should not respond to all of them. My DMs are just flooded. I appreciate everyone. It's just that it was a quite like a big party. Like it got so big that well, we had like 200 plus 220 people RSVP'd to our house, and I feel like about 150 showed up. Where about 200-ish people showed up total. And it was like my friends. I probably know like 60% of the people there actually. Well, 75% of the people there. It was like their plus ones and their plus ones plus ones. And I should have got security at the door, but most people I didn't meet anyone that was bad or anything. But what made me realize it was too many people was our toilet got clogged and someone threw up in our sink.
That's not fun.
And the carpet was just wet. I know. But it was a good time. I got a lot of gifts, and yeah, LA people are amazing. Like all my friends in LA showed up. The people who didn't show up were like at Burning Man, um, and or like feeling sick, or just at Burning Man. There's a lot of people. Burning Man's like happening at the same time. Apparently, a lot of people go. It's chill. Burning Man's like, for those who don't know what Burning Man is, like I feel like it's like super big in the West Coast. It's where rich people go into the desert, do a bunch of drugs to find the meaning of life, basically. Um,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Again, I've never been. I've only heard stories, right? So, Burning Man's not for me. I'm glad you had a great birthday as well. Happy late birthday, so I can say it for the first time in person. But yeah, it's a crazy life that you're living out there in LA. Not the lifestyle that I could live, but I love living vicariously through your stories that you share on the pod.
Thank you. It's so fun. Like it was such a good time. Like a lot of my friends just like volunteered to like do professional photography, DJ. They played my favorite songs, which was nice. Everyone was having a good time. We had like a crazy party area in our living room and then chill area on our rooftop. And people could like go back and forth. So like people had like different things to do. And yeah, it was really fun like introducing my friends to their friends. And there's a bunch of creators too. Like someone told me like that combined there was probably like 50 million followers of the people who went to my party, which is true actually. Like
That's
I
insane.
managed to meet just like a lot of big creators in LA and they seem like I just like get along with a lot of them. I just like invite them and they invite their friends and then boom boom boom. This is a fun time. But kind of going back to series, can I tell you about Chloe Shi?
Yes, I love her series. I feel like she's figuring out what her next one is going to be, but I have no idea what it is. But the last one was absolutely a banger.
Yeah, Chloe's awesome. Like I met her in real life and she actually recognized me in Design Buddy. So I was really
That's
honored
so
by
dope.
that. Um yeah, I've known Chloe. I followed her content for several years. She used to be a product manager in tech at Discord too. And I first found her YouTube channel. I think someone shared her video about negotiating in Design Buddies. And I was like, this is a really great video. I love her personality, her editing style. So I was keep up her YouTube for a while. And then she used to be a PM at Discord, and I run a big Discord server. So she reached out to me to do like some alpha testing in her community and her forums feature. And so that's how I actually got to know her. I was like beta alpha testing her feature. That's just PMing at Discord on my Discord server. So we connected. Um and yeah, I saw her like blow up on LinkedIn. I saw her blow up on Instagram. I feel like I really liked her 30 Lessons by 30 series. It's like really cinematic, really well edited, really great storytelling about 30 lessons she shared by 30. And I feel like it's like really relatable to a broad audience. So I feel like Chloe, like she started as a career YouTuber and giving like really great advice about her her really like great experience in tech. She worked at like I think like Meta, startups, Discord, just a bunch of like big tech companies. So she has a lot of like advice to share from her experience. And then she kind of after she got she also went viral after she got laid off on Discord. Um and then like she kind of broadened her niche to like 30 lessons by 30 and her wedding series. So she catered to her like a wider variety of audience. But I noticed on LinkedIn she still does a lot of like tech content. Like with Notion, LinkedIn, she interviews like tech companies. I saw her interview like a bunch of CEOs, VPs about how they build product because she has like a PM background. So it's really cool to see her just kind of like expand beyond lifestyle, but also stay within tech. CPMs are definitely really high there in tech. So yeah, she's cool. I got to meet her in person. She's really awesome.
Yeah, I got to meet her super
Mm.
briefly in person as well. We were at the same dinner that Kajabi was hosting at South by, I think, a couple years ago, I want to say. But I didn't get to talk to her a ton. But when I did, she was like super nice and great. What I would say is I'm very interested in what she transitions her content into, right? Because I feel like she's kind of in a similar spot where you're at with your personal content, where it's like her original stuff was her job, right? Which is great,
Mhm.
but she hasn't been doing her job for like the past, I want to say, what, like 2 or 3 years since she's been laid off, right? She's become more like her
Mhm.
job now is a content creator, right? So now it's like, how do you create content that doesn't alienate your audience, even though your brand was
Mm.
built around career, right? But you're no longer in that career. And she did the wedding series, which I think was a great first transition, right, out of it. But I wonder what comes next. Like, I have no idea what she's going to pop out and talk about. It could be anything. Maybe it's around like being a PM and things like that. But again, unless she is building out a product or managing a product, where does her experience come from? Right? So I think it'll be really interesting to see what that next series that she creates is going to be. But I have a little insight into like her production for her 30 for 30 series. Absolutely insane. One of my friends helped shoot some of the videos for that, and it's crazy the amount of detail that she went into for like pre-production and everything like that.
What are some of the details she went into?
Like literally every single thing is scripted out. Everything from shot list to any words that she says, like nothing seems to be improv at all. It's literally word by word, second by second, frame by frame, planned out for that 60 to 70-second video, whenever, however long that she created those videos for.
Mm. Yeah, and they weren't even sponsored as well. I feel she was just doing them because she wanted to, and it was really good. I think it got her to like over 1 million followers on Instagram. I feel like it made her like blow up really big.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too with
Mm.
series content, right? Is if it's a good series, people want to follow you because they want to see the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
series. So it's a great sort of like follower growth hack, I feel, if you can make the series entertaining, which clearly she's killing it. And then I feel like I've seen a lot of like wannabe copycats of her. Some have,
Oh, so
right,
many.
some like same aesthetic, same font style, and things like that. And I mean, shout out to Chloe. Like, she's a trendsetter in that space. And when you start to get a lot of copycats, then you know that you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also heard it actually originally came from Mylene's Mind um, on Instagram. Maybe both of them. I don't know. But I really like her content too. She also does series. She had like a life lesson series, but really also did it super well too. Mylene's Mind. Yeah, she does like kind of similar aesthetic as well. I've been seeing like I have a good friend who also has her similar aesthetic, two good friends with similar aesthetics too as her. And I was definitely inspired by their content to start filming myself in different corners of the room to tell a story. So I'm getting there too. But just overall really inspired by their editing style and their storytelling. I'm also curious, like in your opinion, what makes a series good?
I guess it really comes down to what do you want to get out of it, right? I think we get in our heads, right, of views. Do views matter? Does money matter? Does follower count matter? Like all these different sort of things. And I think the best way to understand if something worked is you got to figure out what goals you're heading towards. And you'd be so surprised. Like, I've done a lot of consulting, I've done a lot of like marketing campaigns and things like that, where I'm like, hey, like, what are the goals of this campaign? And sometimes they're like, well, you're the one that we're looking to help with that. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you have a marketing team. Like your marketing team should be the one telling me what the KPIs are so I can build the campaign, the video strategy, whatever it may be to hit those KPIs. And so I think step number one is figuring out like what do you want to get out of this? I don't think Chloe was trying to get anything specific out of it. It seemed like she thought of a great series and it started to hit. And so she just kept on riding that wave, right? But like for us, right, for this podcast, I think our initial KPI for the first 5, 6 months was just can we get good chemistry, right? We didn't care about views, we
Hmm.
didn't care about promotion. All we cared about is can we create good conversations, right? And now I think we're starting to get into more strategic KPIs so that we can go to brands and be like, hey, this past month we focused on views. We got this amount of views on social. This is what we hit. And this is what we know we can hit when we get this type of budget, right? And so I think that's how you have to start looking at things rather than the question of is this thing successful or is it not? It should be more about, hey, what are the goals that we're trying to hit? Because your goal could be different than my goal, and my goal can be different than Chloe's goal, and Chloe's goal can be different than whoever, right? And so success looks different, but you just have to make sure you know what success
Hmm.
looks like. And I think a lot of people don't do that.
They just think success is like more followers, but doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
Well, it sometimes can. I feel like, for example, I learned last night my friend offered me to connect with a publicist that has helped other people connect be on Forbes 30 under 30, but it costs $100,000. So yes, you can pay, in fact, pay to be on Forbes 30 under 30 for $100,000. I would not do that, but I was kind of reflecting on why I care so much about like vanity metrics like that. Um, because I really don't care about how many followers I have, but I know it has utility because it gets me into rooms I otherwise would not be in. Like, I don't think I would have been at South by Southwest had such a good time if people did know me from LinkedIn. I don't feel like I would enjoy LA as much if I already didn't have a huge Discord server and so many creators already following me on social media and getting welcomed in these rooms. So follower count does matter. And that's why I still care about it.
It's all positioning, right? Have you ever done
Hmm.
something strategically just from a positioning standpoint?
Like, for example, like done something to get more followers, or like what is an example of that?
Like, have you ever done something that maybe you didn't necessarily agree with or you didn't really care about, but you did it specifically to get some sort of clout measurement? That could be followers, that could be something that could get to get your room or your foot into a door or whatever it may be. Like what is a story, I guess, to some of the doors that you've been able to open?
Oh my god, yeah. It was like so much of my LinkedIn content last year was like how to get a job in design. Like I was just like milking that. Like I just quit my job at EA and I was trying to like find what my ident- identity was, I guess. And I was just like I don't have like a reoccurring income stream. It's just brand deals. Brand deals come from more followers I get. Brands care about that. More engagement, brands care about that too. And I want to have a fat fire. I like just being stable and just like, I don't know, like, I also like care too much about followers. So, I mean, I still care because I believe it has utility, but I don't think it should be your identity. Um, so I post a lot about like how to get a job. I kind of like reposted a lot of my old content, still did how to get a job content on LinkedIn just for the clout. I just felt empty inside. I was like traveling the world and posting about how to get a job. I'm just like, I want more followers. I need that dopamine, man. I'm just like, I need more likes. Give
Have
me
you
likes.
have
But I know I don't give a shit.
do you have any
Yeah.
cringe moments of like leveraging your clout to get something?
Yes.
Okay,
Holy
well,
shit.
what is the worst one? What is the worst one? Because we're all about transparency
Follower
here.
drop. So I used to do this a lot, especially when I just moved to LA and also at South by Southwest. I would follower drop um to get into parties. Um yeah. I can't think of any specific example. I just know I did that a lot. And I did get into parties. And I did connect with a lot of people and has led to a lot of my money making opportunities to this day. It's just society. It's just a game. Like follower count does matter in this world, like, to be frank. It does have a weight, even though as vain as it sounds, as like dehumanizing as it sounds. In my experience, it does matter. But I feel like once I get into these rooms, for example, like Eric's pickleball, he's really, really strict about making sure everyone invited can only bring 1+1, really curates the crowd. And everyone there basically has a lot of followers, but they're really chill. Like we just treat each other like humans. We just like get each other and like relate. But it's like a really safe space, and it's where I met most of my friends in LA. Actually, most people came, like a lot of people came to my birthday party. I actually met at pickleball. Um, but I also understand why it has to be a safe space like that, because LA and society, especially LA, is full of grifters. People get really mad that they can't make it in LA because they don't get invited to these events. Um, and I feel like to get into these events, you have to be good yourself. You have to be have some skill. You have to be interesting. You have to be a nice person. So you need to have skill. You need to be a nice person. Um, yeah, that is how it works.
Yeah,
That is how I
I
yeah.
agree. I
Unfortunately.
think it's like again, it's for me, it's all about knowing what game is being played, and then you get to choose how you want to play it. I think a lot of people
Mm.
don't know the game that's being played. That's why we have this show, right? Because we want to share sort of like these secrets of whether it's how to get into rooms or how to position yourself better, how to get more money, whatever it may be. But like most people don't even know the game that they're playing, right? So that's step one is just learning the
Mm-hmm.
game. Number two is now that you know the game, you can figure out what you want to use and what you don't want to use, right? And like for me, I have definitely thrown the follower account around, like especially trying to get into like certain parties, South by things like that. I have two specific stories that I'll end this
Ooh.
on. So number one, these were both the same year, South by 22, I believe. TikTok was having a party, rooftop party, great party. Mark Cuban actually ended up showing up at the party later on that night. But we get to the door. I didn't have an invite. My friend did. My friend gets up to the door. He gets in, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm with him." He goes, "No, you don't have an invite. You can't get in." I'm like, "Okay." But like, look at my follower account, and like, I show them the declassified TikTok page. We had like, I don't know, 200, 300K. I show him. He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, come on, like we're friends. Blah blah blah. Blah. Like my friend is literally just right behind the security guard. He looks at my follower account again. I get in, right? Get to talk to Mark a little bit. That never ended up leading into anything, but like it was just a cool moment, right? To be able to say I exchanged words with Mark Cuban is pretty dope. And like they had good food and everything like that. Great night. The second one, we didn't throw around the follower count, but this was a like there's always this huge startup party at South by. I forget what it's called, but like they rent out or they have an office building, and the line, I kid you not, was like 40 to 60 minutes long if you were trying to wait to get in. Like it was impossible. And we had walked probably a good like 15 20 minutes to get there, and Grace, you've been to South by, so you understand like the grind to go and walk somewhere. And so we had walked all this way, and we're like we're going to figure out a way to get in. And so a couple of my boys had cameras, and so what we did is we had two people fake as camera people, and then two others fake as like bodyguards. There was like I believe like five or six of us, and so we looked famous, and we skipped the line and just walked through the door. Nobody stopped us. We went up the elevators and we were in. No wristband, no nothing. Nobody asked any questions. We were in. So those were like two stories where we like one leveraged followers and then the other one leveraged being fake or like fake being fake in that instance because nobody
The
asked us,
illusion of
right?
fame.
Like and it worked out really well. We got into the party. It was a great night. But yeah, we can end off on that. This has been a great episode of just like diving into not just money but also the world of Clout and like how you can play that game and open up some doors that you don't realize were there.
Yeah, it's a game. I know people talk about how follower count doesn't matter, mental health. I mean, mental health is important, but it's a game. Does I kind of separate from myself. Like I don't judge people based on how many followers they have, but people do, and I have made a lot of money from follower count dropping. I'll say that. It's just a game.
It
You
helps.
gotta
It helps more
humble.
than it hurts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It does not hurt anyone. Yeah, it really doesn't hurt anyone. I mean, when I was in college, um, I don't know, I was like really insecure, so I would like GPA drop. Um, and I feel like I kind of distanced from a lot of people because of that. But in this world, it's just a game, as Justin mentioned. Just play the game. Just all fun and games. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And yeah, that's our society as a creator economy, guys.
That's all. All right. See you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.